fear has to be one of the biggest things that holds us back from achieving our potential in whatever it is that we are trying to do. Like for me this year is being able to be more creative, more sustainably. And there are things that I want to do that I've been talking about and thinking about for a while. You know, making short films, making documentaries, and I talked about building a portfolio of like more commercial work for editing and a videography point of view. And there is something holding me back from actually even starting those things. Even starting them is difficult, because whenever I think about doing it, whenever I think about starting to write the short film, whenever I start to think about, you know, approaching businesses about their company, can I do a video for you for free? You know, whenever I start thinking about any of those things, I have an instant like dump of adrenaline. I have an instant, you know, anxiety. I have a kind of innate fear within me that prevents me from taking that next step. And I'm trying to think about like why that is. Why is it that I'm struggling to take those steps? Why is it that I'm struggling to feel the fear and do it anyway? And I think, I don't know why that is. Like what is it that I'm actually afraid of? What is the worst that can happen? And I've done things in my life that people would describe as brave. I've done stand-up comedy. I've done lots of public speaking in front of hundreds of people. I've taught martial arts in front of hundreds of people. You know, I've really put myself out there and very often put myself beyond my comfort zone. Certainly in my younger years, I had a really healthy arrogance in terms of what I thought I could do. And with this stuff, it's not that I don't think I can do it, but there is a doubt in my mind of whether I'm capable enough. So why is it that I could do the scary things then, stand-up comedy, start my own businesses at a young age, teaching in front of people, talking in front of people? Why is it that I could do that then, and I struggle more to do it now? Like when I started my first business, I literally picked up those circulars that you get through the door, the kind of local business things where it just has loads of ads for local businesses in with phone numbers, and I went through and I circled every single one that didn't have a website. My first business was building websites and designing websites for people. I circled every single one that didn't have a website and I just phoned them up. I had no sales experience, I had no website development experience really, I had no design experience. I just phoned them up and I was like, I can do your website and it's not going to cost you that much money, do you want to get it done? And a bunch of them said yes. And I think back to that and I'm like, that's crazy, man. How did you have the confidence to do that? How did you have the confidence to push forward and do that? And where has that confidence gone now to just fucking walk up to people and be like, yes, I can do this for you. Yes, I will do this for you. And let's get moving. I envy that younger me. I don't think I realised what I had in my hands when I could just do that without really thinking. So I think about it, and for me, I think being fearless or feeling the fear and doing it anyway, because fearless isn't a thing, feeling the fear and doing it anyway is like a muscle. And if you don't work that muscle, if you don't stretch that muscle, then it atrophies, it becomes weaker. And you just have to start from scratch. I remember when I was younger, we used to go to the swimming baths every now and then. And at my local swimming bath, there were diving boards. And there was the one, the first diving board was very close to the pool, probably a metre off the surface of the pool or whatever. The second board was I don't know, 5 meters. Both of those were like the springboards, and then it was like an Olympic pool, so they had really high boards. It went up to like 5 different heights. The 4th and 5th one were closed to the public, they weren't usable. But the 3rd one was open to the public. And it felt so high at the time. I remember it would take me all this time to psych myself up to be able to jump off that board. I would stand there, chubby little Charm in his swimming trunks, standing, and I would walk to the edge of the diving board and I would look in, and I would look over the edge and I think it's too high, and I'd step back and let other people go before me, and then eventually I would build up the courage and I would run and I would jump and everything would be fine. Jumping off the 2nd time, and the 3rd time, and the 4th time, and the 5th time were easy. I didn't even have to think about it. Once I'd done it once I realised that it was possible, once I'd broken through that barrier of fear, there was absolutely no problem doing it a 2nd and 3rd time. But that 1st time was so scary. And then if I didn't go swimming for a couple of weeks, if we didn't go to the swimming baths for a couple of weeks or a month, then the process would start all over again. That fear wouldn't disappear forever. That fearlessness of jumping off the board that I had gained through that one session didn't disappear forever. Because I wasn't consistently, pushing that boundary. I wasn't consistently pushing my comfort zone in that area. So every time I went back, I'd have to start again. And jumping off would be incredibly scary again. Even though I'd done it before, even though I knew I could do it, it was still scary. And I think that's what's happened to me now. I've been in my comfort zone for so long. I've been in my warm bed, surrounded by luxurious things, with all the money that I needed, and all the nice cars, and all the nice house, and all the nice things that I needed. And I've let the muscle that was my confidence, my healthy arrogance, my self-belief, I've let that atrophy, and I've let other people determine my self-worth. I was so led by what other people thought of me, so led by what other people thought I could and couldn't do, what I was capable and what I wasn't capable of. Their opinion of me literally started to form what my opinion of myself was. And then I've stepped into self-employment, and I've been faced with the harsh realisation that I have allowed myself to be too comfortable for too long, and I don't have the fearlessness that I once had, and that makes this slightly harder. I also don't have the thick skin that I used to have. Rejection hits me harder. I spent a long time, certainly the most recent part of my career, in sales, and I was really fucking good at it, man. I was good at selling stuff to people, that they needed. I was very consultative, but I was very good at gaining people's trust and getting them to buying into what it was that I sold. And I was so used to hearing yes that now when I hear no, I'm like, well, hang on a second. People don't say no to me, do they? So now I'm coming up with these content ideas, and I'm saying to people, what about this, what about that? And bear in mind, at the moment, I'm not even really asking for money from people. I'm just saying, look, I'd love to review the product, I'd love to do this, I'd love to do that. And so much of the time it's like, no. And there are a lot of companies out there that make the claim, we work with creators of all sizes and we do this and we do that, but really the numbers mean a lot to these companies. They really want to see a return on investment, and that's absolutely fair. I completely understand that. There are some companies where I do have some qualms with it, where it's like, almost you need to pay us. You need to pay us to work with us. They email you and are like, yeah, we really love your content, we'd really love to do a collaboration. And we'd love to do a collaboration so much, we're going to give you 25% off this £400 microphone, so you can buy it and review it, and we'll give your followers 15% off as well. It's just, so you want me to make a video, you want me to shoot the video, you want me to review the thing, you want me to do all of these things, and you want me to spend my money as well. Like, don't contact me about that, because, you know, I don't want to pay you to promote your company. And look, I'm not a big wig at all. I'm not up there with the best of them, but I know what's fair and I know what's not fair. Anyway, back to fear. There's a book that came out years ago called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And I think there's another one called Eat That Frog, maybe. Maybe I need to pick some of these back up and just like remind myself of, you know, how to get past that fear. What I know, I think, deep down, is that there isn't an easy way to say you just need to fucking do it. You just need to push yourself and do it. You need the basis of, you know, the title of that book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Maybe there's a lot of techniques in there. But that's ultimately what you need to do. You just need to go out there and do it. And that's what this video is about, reminding myself that I'm procrastinating. I'm not pushing into the areas that are properly difficult, and in the difficulty is where I know there is most of the reward. And that's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. I can't keep messing around. I can't keep allowing fear to dictate what it is I do and I don't do. I just need to push forward. Alright, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one.